With the 12th pick in the third round of the 2022 NWSL Draft, the Washington Spirit select Audrey Harding from the University of North Carolina, Wilmington. This concludes the third round of the 2022 NWSL Draft.
So Audrey Harding has been selected here in the third round, the 38th pick overall by the Washington Spirit from UNC Wilmington, Laurie.
Yeah, well, another striker. Here we go. I mean, they have some depth on that front line, but you know, this one, 5'10", going to give them a bit more of a back-to-goal presence. You know, I have written here in my notes a bit more of a sleeper, but she can score some goals, and I like that because you're going to have a different look. We saw Ashley Hatch, obviously Trinity Rodman, their ability to get in behind on transitional moments, but can you have a bit more of a link player? They relied on Ashley Sanchez, but Ashley Sanchez, a bit of a slider player, so now can you have a forward that can play a bit more back to goal, has good vision, good feet for her height, and then connect players and then allow for the Trinity Rodmans or the Ashley Hatches to get in behind, not off of just a direct pass, but off of more of combination play.
And you just mentioned it as well. It's a good point to bring up because the height in the attack has been something that's been key today, hasn't it, Ali? And we just saw there, she's good on set pieces.
Yeah, shocker. We're going with more target players, players that are good in the air, players that can battle. It's interesting, right? You guys, they're like Washington Spirit. We know what they're doing. They're just looking for players, throwing anything that may stick in terms of attacking presence, especially as we get later in the draft. But I am looking at my list of players and how many mids have not been taken. We've had center backs. We've maybe had a few outside backs, but mostly attacking players, wingers, and I would say center backs. And you really don't have a ton of midfielders that a lot of these college coaches are willing to grab a hold of, that believe in and develop for the most part. I think that has been probably the most sparse part of this draft class. But I think with Audrey Harding, yeah, of course, another player that can try to push some of the starters ultimately and give you a little bit of a different look up top, which she is that back-to-goal presence. But let's consider the fact that you're going to be missing Hatch, you're going to be missing Rodman, you're going to likely be missing Sanchez and some Andy Sullivan, of course. But your attacking players, you are going to be sending out when the U.S. national team calls for them. So good depth, good potential, you know, role player that can push others on. You know, that would be my thought on this pick.
All right.